What's in my task list? Hmm. Right. Phoenix. Right. Alright, welcome back. Last we left off, we started the second day of the trial and cross-examined the Michael Makins in order to uncover the secret of the double murder mystery. Along the way, we come close to solving it, but is this really gonna help us prove Lana isn't the murderer? Find out right now in this new episode of Phoenix Wright. Solve the mysteries, uncover the truth. I'm thinking about you, about you, about you. G2O. I'm searching for truth, for truth, for truth. Witness. Now witness. Yeah, go ahead.
Bakit? Tapos na ba tayo dito?
Yeah. Alright, you know who to call. It's time to call a certain sheriff, as Phoenix said.
Si Marshall na?
Yeah? Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet.
Wala si Marshall sa ano. Baka si Marshall yung 777, no? A number.
He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed.
Subpoena?
Subpoena.
Subpoena.
Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured everything out.
Sana may alam siya.
I haven't figured anything out.
Oh, may alam si Lana.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything.
Oh, kaya nga.
Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us?
Kaya nga, kung paano.
Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Yes, you are. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Poor Gumshoe. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it all off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Ooh. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Did I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? Oh.
Ganyan ang text ni Dana. Walang si
I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. This is our chance to finally know more about it. But Lana, that's...
Ano ba talaga SL9?
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor were a witness in that case. Miss Guy was a witness?
Witness pala siya sa SL9. Joe Dark killings. Sold na siya 2 years ago.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with the serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've bought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here?
Huh?
What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark killings.
The Joe Dark killings. The serial murder.
The victim... Emma.
Huh?
No, Lana.
What?
That's over with. No! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. They gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth.
Oh, anong din Miles Edgeworth?
Yeah, that was one of his first cases, remember?
Nga pala. Kasi Damon Gant yung chief of police.
Yeah.
Under pa niya yung dalawa.
Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone is involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence.
Pero wala naman si Goodman
Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. You better take a good look at this file. Lol. Should have ended it there. Last time. Save. Save file 1.
Ito?
Yeah, just save. Overwrite. Back.
Okay na. Nakatapos na ulit ng 30 minutes recess.
Yeah.
Nasampi na kaya.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Hamadan, come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. There's a problem with that.
Ayaw na?
I can't, yeah. I don't.
Nakasan mo na lang.
It's always been like that. It's been stuck there and I've never been able to, ever since you bought it. Maybe you can do something. I'm afraid I might break it or something might happen. You might want to turn it off before doing anything. I told you.
Ayaw talaga?
Yeah.
Napapalad ba ganon? Pag ginana?
Yeah.
Nasubukan mo na?
Yeah. It works well enough in that angle when you're in the bed, so I don't mind. Because if I lower it, then it won't be blowing in the bed. I also don't let it spin since it also makes that noise.
No? Sige.
Fans are scary, dangerous.
Yeah. Okay na ka?
The officer in charge of the evidence room in the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Here we go again. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Have you read the case files yet?
Hindi pa.
You should read them.
Saan?
They should be in the court record now, I think.
Sige, basahin mo na natin. Check?
Yeah. Incident. Perpetrator. Serial murder. Death. Closed.
Sentence niya,
Page 1. Next page. Hey.
Ano yun? Balikan natin.
Victims. Edward. Jeb. Neil. Marshall. Rachel. Herbie.
Oh, Marshall. Victims din pala. Kapatid siguro ni Marshall to.
Obviously. Head prosecutor, witnesses, Lana and Dama.
Oh, witness pala yung magkapatid.
Jaja.
Head
I don't quite
prosecutor.
remember what happened, but yeah. Emma was more than just a witness, I'm pretty, if I remember. Investigations Task Force. Executive investigators. Oh yeah, Damon was still just an investigator back then. He got promoted after that case, I'm pretty sure.
Well, head investigator si Bruce Goodman.
Yeah.
Okay na.
Yeah. We need to watch that video a few more times. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know! You're a patrolman! As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Siya na nagsabi.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Yeah, Edgeworth just gives up and just lets he's just the one giving the names and professions now because people don't want to. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
Howdy.
According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Ayaw niyo ng mga howdy.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard.
Kung ano-ano na naman.
They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down, so he was drinking. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. You know exactly what to show. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. Ooh, he doesn't know about them. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. And make it double. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Cross-examine na.
Right, time for the usual. Bam, 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 bam. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even Tom dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos and nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I had to erase the tape.
Yeah.
Nothing unusual is recorded. Tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? Maybe he enters 0 times, but you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know joined the police force. So Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day.
Sinungaling na siya.
Yeah, there was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired?
Wala namang kwenta.
You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. Bruh. That's mechanical. That's quite, incredible. Not even electronic. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon. Oh wait, why am I voice acting those? I already said those. What are you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even angel steak lunches can beat that parlor of no scrappy pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. It's usually where Edgeworth says, Did you not want a raise this year? Just a na.
Kunin mo nga yung bits ni Ma'am. Ano, nagamit mo na pang linis ng ano yan?
Nay.
Why?
I have no need. As you can see, my keyboard is clean as is clean. Nothing is stuck in between those shit. No, don't put them there. Dust freaking... They need to be on top. You didn't... Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve. Before I use it though, I'd like to better up the ante. Dun 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 dun.
Ito na tayo?
Yeah. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner, or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to describe, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Oh, Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Blah blah blah, I already read this. Because you accidentally skipped.
Na naman?
No, last time. So I already read that, there's no need. Alright, let's go. Time to present the evidence.
Sino tayo?
What do you think you should do?
Present na sa bawat ano? Ganito?
No shit, Sherlock. Although you could have done that at the very beginning.
Ayan. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone.
You know what to do. He's lying. He was there. You know
Yeah.
what evidence you can use. Just present the correct testimony. Just present it at the correct testimony.
Ito.
Yeah.
Kahit saan dito?
In the correct testimony.
So, hahanap pa muna si Mami.
I guess.
Dun sa hindi daw siya pumasok.
Dun 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 dun. That one? That one works too, I guess.
I was at street side salon daw eh. Piling ko ito.
A clear lie.
Diba?
So what are you waiting for? With great conviction, go for it. Oh yeah, when the music stops, you know you're right. Officer Marshall doesn't strike you as odd. That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
Yeah.
Ho ho. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. Once a month? It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Yeah.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall,
Explained.
it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Huh? I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the bloodstained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance.
Parang pumatong lang daw.
The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. That wasn't his locker though, that was Gumshoe's where we found the blood fingerprints. Or did you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid.
Ihi mo nga si Mami.
Go ahead. Bam, 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 bam.
Sa pumiga na.
That's what I do sometimes. Sure. Although there's room for doubt, life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Mag-lunch na eh. And stuff.
10 pa lang, wala pang 10.
I guess.
Sige, kasi.
Nah. That's my chance to prove it. Alright, maybe press and get some more info. Or maybe there's already a contradictory evidence somewhere. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
No?
What? What do you mean? I mean what I said.
No?
That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use.
Ito ba yun?
All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. Must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it.
Update mo siya. Marshall yung locker na.
So then, whoever had rent. Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened.
Napatulungan.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint.
Pasura.
You wanna know why? Unrelated. There's different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. How do you know that?
Kaya nga, kanya nalaman. Nakalabs ang murderer.
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There's a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. Found in Detective Gumshoe's locker.
Ano ka ba? Hindi yun, di ba?
Oh, ito.
Hindi, yung fingerprint, dun ba sa unang locker o ito?
Yeah, we found no fingerprints there, but on the other locker we did. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint? That's the only logical conclusion. We're starting to get the picture, partner.
Maganda pa wala si Emma, no? Wala scientifical ano niya.
The picture? The seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. Oh, but it is. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now, Greg, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Press na ba to?
No?
Babasa pa lang?
Yeah, press it. What? Why did you not press it?
Di ba sabi ko kung press na? Sabi mo no? Babasa pa?
What? I thought when you meant no, that means we haven't pressed it yet, so we should press it. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. To top it all off, there's that hell creature. Someone's familiar with the camera's position. They could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present. Please do so now. Think you can do that? I like your confidence. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Ano nagagawin natin? Mag-present na?
Yeah. You think you're on the right track, baby? You were born this way?
Ayun, no? Si Officer Marshall naman. Ano, present?
You think?
Ano ipapresent ko?
It's not really very clear.
Portrait. Ito. Hindi kita eh.
It was broken and on the floor, not visible in the camera.
Hindi nga kaitaan. Ito kaya, evidence yung floor plan. Ano, ikaw nga, help mo si Mami.
Alright. Alright, pay close attention to that. Shit, hold on, let me rewind. You see how that looks? Remember how that looks. Now then, let's fast forward to when the fight is over.
May papel na. Ang galing na. Ibig sabihin may pinasok siya sa loob. Oo nga, no, galing mo ah.
Bring our attention back to the security camera.
Nakita mo agad yan?
No.
Nabasa mo lang din? Cheater ka din ah.
It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Nah, I don't think I used the walkthrough. I just had to watch the video like 10 million times. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you had to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out? That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly disappeared. There's only one explanation.
Suddenly appeared. Not disappeared.
Suddenly appeared. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Oh. Order, order! It would seem that the... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So my locker was open. That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Haha. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
Palusot ng bata.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He is dumb. He really doesn't know. Yeah, I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Yep.
Present.
Fingerprint sensor.
Nagpamisa na siya.
We talked about this earlier today. Nah. Just you. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this?
Hindi nakangala yung data nito mo. Pasok natin nakahawak dito.
What? That happens?
Sa'yo? Hindi?
To you?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't for me.
Kasi matanda na si Mami. Alam na yung mga pins.
When you're playing the piano, your hands are always in that position. Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Beef jerky. This is my favorite scene. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Order, order, order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Ano siya talaga?
Oh, hey! Please answer the question. Was he now a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans.
Tignan natin?
Just go.
Kesa pala.
There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room.
Victim, killer.
Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. That's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? That's Mike Meekins.
Killer yan eh.
The killer. Yeah, he's the supposed killer. Mike Meekins. The victim was Goodman. Or so we think.
Oo nga pala, no? May represent ko.
You're on the right track, baby. You were born this way.
Ano represent ko? Ayan?
Where do you think Marshall was at the time? if he was a witness.
I don't know. Ikaw na, Jay.
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
Huh?
You were already pointing at the correct place. There? But that's...
May space pa kasi sa locker.
No, the victim, who is Goodman, is Marshall.
Marshall, nga pala. Ano ba yan?
There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Nga pala. Ano ba yan? Nagganda rambol-rambol na kay Mami.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. Oh, that's preposterous. After Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
Papatawag na si Meekins.
Please, no. May point out that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card. Why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Because he is not a good man.
Yeah, Meekins would obviously immediately recognize they weren't the same person on the picture. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on this ID card.
Pag pinakita niya, magtataka magkaibang mukha.
Oh, I get it.
Oo nga, no? Para pala akong si Judge, ang tagal mo kang get.
If we showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? In 8 words or less? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. He's still denying. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Do we? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Desert heat.
Asa ba yung next ito?
You can press enter or just right click with the mouse. This can't be happening.
Nga lang, nakasutan yung Mami.
It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? I can take the mouse for ya. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I can take the mouse for you if you want. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
10 minutes pa.
The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Yeah.
Try
Mula
thinking
na.
outside the box. Yep, it sure is.
Mag-ano ka ha? Tiklops ng tayo, pwede na siguro yun. Mamaya. Try thinking outside of the box.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? Edgeworth's helping us. There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. He didn't already plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. Yeah. So just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions.
Meron pa?
I don't have any of them, so this video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape.
Kailangan mag-charge.
I knew I should have plugged my phone before starting this. Let me finish this dalawa na lang. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. What is this white cloth? It should be obvious. You should be able to do this on your own.
Represent na ba tayo?
Yeah. Obviously, you can't just present the locker.
Tinapos pa talaga ni Mami. Ayun, may dugo. Ayun niya. May dugo. Pagkubad niya siya agad at
What?
Ayan ba?
Yeah, well, I can only say one thing. You're wrong.
Ano ba? Ayan.
Eh? You already figured it out! Why did you do that, Bubu?
Sama din si Mami?
Yes?
Wala namang nabawas ang ngayon. Okay na, ano na natin?
You're trying again.
Nagulat naman ako, Jay.
Eh? Why? What spooked ya?
Hindi pala yun, sabi mo.
We already presented that piece of cloth as evidence last time we looked at the video. You need help?
Yeah.
You were already there. Why did you not do it?
Di ba yun nga yung ginawa ko? Pinasend ko yun? Yung blood!
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman.
Sinabi ko may blood. Tapos akala mo yun na yung ano ni Mami?
Yeah?
Sabi niya, kasi kanina ko lang din nakita eh.
And entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago.
Wala, aamin na siya?
I guess so. You were only half as persistent then as you were today. We all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder on the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. There's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Alright, time to uncover the reason why Marshall had to do it that day. This rain is really loud. I wonder if the microphone can hear it. When you say it, you mean? You even have to ask, partner. SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer on that day.
Save na kaya natin?
Sure, why not? Not if I have anything to do with it.
That incident's not over.
That incident's not over.
Hindi pa over pa rin sa kanya.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence.
Good man. Kasi siya ang ano eh.
Yeah. I want to have a look at it myself. One more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Dr. Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
Kapatid niya kasi.
Yep. That day was my last chance. That's why I... Alright. Let's save. Shit. And continue this some other time. Bam bam. Bada bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Bada bam 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 bam. Bum 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 bum.